On today's show, insanity in the NBA. I don't even think we have enough time for this.
When that final buzzer rings, you know it's time for Locked On NBA Game Night. All the post-game reactions to every game across the league, every single night, with insights only the hosts at Locked On can provide. It's the true NBA fans' one stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA Game Night. Tipping off now.
And welcome to Locked On NBA Game Night. My name is Nick Angstadt, host of the Locked On Mavericks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for helping us become the #1 sports podcast network out there. We appreciate you for helping us get there. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use that code Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Joining me from Locked On Nuggets, from Locked On NBA Daily, it's Matt Moore. He hates your favorite team. What you got for me? What'd you see in the NBA tonight, Matt Moore?
Good God! Oh, Desmond, Bane, and Andrew Wiggins, and like Cade and Cam Wembanyama and Wemby. I am left like I am just a stuttering mess because of how nuts the NBA was tonight. It was absolutely phenomenal. This was a peak league pass night.
Matt Moore is one of the kids in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory tour that just like gorges himself. It's just like, you know what? Let me just give it all to me. Just give it all to me. So many things happened. We had 9 games in the NBA tonight, and we just got to get into the craziest one that happened because the Wizards and Pistons. The Pistons were missing a bunch of players, like over half of their rotation, and they went into overtime against the Wizards. The Pistons went 137 to 135. Kuka Hill said it was the craziest. Kuka Hill said on his post-game show, I will be telling my grandchildren about this game. That's what Kuka Hill said about a game in November that the Pistons played. That's how crazy it was. Let's hear from him now.
Host of Locked On Pistons podcast here, Kuka Hill. This is the most insane game I've ever watched in my entire life. Any basketball game I have ever watched, ever been a part of, there is nothing that comes close to what I just witnessed in this game. The Pistons were down big against the wall. There's so many things I don't even know where to start with, like how insane this game was. Cade gets hurt, falls down, gets up, then falls back down, gets up, then falls back down. Looks like he's in major injury, goes back to the locker room. Then he ends up coming back out before the timeout break and leads the Pistons back. He missed, I should say, over 30 shots. The first time someone's done that since Kobe in 2003, I believe. And despite that, he empties the clip. And in the fourth quarter, when the clutch time arrives, he scores 15 on 6 shots, brings the Pistons back. And then in this corner over here, Danis Jenkins hits a 3 at the buzzer to send it to overtime. Somehow, some way, the Pistons force overtime. Somehow, some way, the Pistons get a win out of this. Craziest game I've ever seen. I was in attendance for it, so even crazier. But craziest basketball game I've ever watched in my life. Like. Maybe the best game I've ever watched as well, for good and bad reasons.
I love that he pointed the camera over to that corner, so we knew exactly which corner he was talking about as he was standing there on the court.
So, like, Cade missing 31 shots, 46 points on 45 shots is something. Them going to overtime with the Wizards is something. Poor Wizards. Like, they're finally going to win a game. Nope. Snatch defeat.
Oh, no, they've actually won a game.
I know, but, like,
I was there for that.
The story of this game, though, is Danis Jenkins.
Wild.
G League two-way player for the Motor City Cruise. Danis Jenkins with 24 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. And plus 8 in this game.
And he hit he hit a 3 at the end of the fourth quarter, and then he hit the 3 to tie it to send it to overtime. With a hand in his face too in that corner. That was absolutely a wild shot. Yeah, the two-way guy coming up big because of so many missed players for the Pistons. It's like these are the games where you just love that you went to a random NBA game. You know, where you're just like, I'm just so glad I went to see that NBA game because
it's like. I mean, this is. I say these are the ones for the sickos, right? But like, this is the one for the league pass folks, right? Like, it's a Monday in November. And it's like, oh man, gotta flip over to Wizards Pistons overtime. And you did. CJ McCollum, 42. They got 20 from Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore goes for a chase down dunk on Cade, knocks him down, stands over him.
Yeah.
I don't know how that man better thank every version of a deity that he can find that Isaiah Stewart was not around tonight.
Thank Dumbledore. Thank Gandalf.
Yes.
Thank like whatever.
All of them.
All the wizards.
Because if Stewart, yikes, I'm very surprised the Pistons didn't start a fight because he stood over him and then he turns around and he acts like his feet are wet and he wipes his feet backwards in Cade's direction. And that's like number 750 on the number of insane things in this game. I love the fact that we have a show that can lead with Pistons Wizards.
Isn't that great? Luka played tonight. The Lakers gonna win. We're starting with Pistons Wizards.
Yep. So good.
I love that. Personally, I also love that to not have to talk about Luka and the Lakers anymore. CJ McCollum also had a runner like right at the bucket with from 8 feet to tie it again in overtime, which is absolutely wild. What do you think about Cade Cunningham? He missed more shots in a game than anybody since Kobe, but he still does finish with 46 points, 12 boards, 11 assists, but takes 45 shots to get there.
He was 12 of 34 from 2-point range in this game.
Oh my gosh.
Like from 2-point range. He missed 9 shots from 3 and still had all those other misses. But I will say, actually, I do think it's actually there's something to this, which is one of the reasons that NBA players respect the dudes that get buckets so much. And like Cade had 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks because he's a monster. But the reason that NBA players respect those dudes is because of how exhausting it is to score that many points, even if it's not as efficient. And that's like the big thing here is that shorthanded Cade goes into this game and this is what it's going to take on the back-to-back. And like, yeah, it's the Wizards, but that's what it took tonight is like, this is what it's going to take from you. This is what it's going to take from you to win this game. I'm going to doesn't matter. I'm inefficient. I'm going to do it. And we're going to get the win over the Wizards to keep the good times rolling.
It's what Kobe did in those finals where he was not efficient, but he just hit the shots that you needed to hit. And Cade was making plays on the defensive end too, which was massive. He had a block and a rebound that was big late in the fourth quarter. Koo talks about that in his postgame show too. Go check out Locked On Pistons, Locked On Wizards as well. Distraught, but I don't know if they're distraught enough about a game like this because I think they're fine.
I mean, they're dead inside. So they just got to experience hope for a minute. That's more than Wizards fans get most nights, where it's like, but we might win this game. No, okay. Well, we had that moment though. So
a team that was there fairly recently, I guess, the Orlando Magic, 115-112 against the Portland Trailblazers, and Philip Rossman-Reich is having a hard time containing his excitement in this one.
This is Philip Rossman-Reich, the host of Locked On Magic here at the Kia Center. The Orlando Magic escaped with a 115-112 victory over the Portland Trailblazers on a buzzer-beating.
It's like a different human I'm listening to. If you ever listen to Locked On Magic,
he's like the most calm.
Nothing.
3 by Desmond Bane, the only 3 he made of the night, but at least he took 6 this time. The Magic have struggled to get Bane involved. They made it a point to make him the focal point of the offense tonight. He came through, getting to the basket, making shots, but boy, this one was a sweater. Paolo Banchero led the team up, got him up in the third quarter, struggled down the stretch, made a lot of really poor shot decisions, missed some free throws, but delivered in the end, made the game-tying basket, even if he missed the free throw to put them in lead, made the game-clinching steal, or the steal that set up the main shot. And then, of course, the Magic just got the win. They needed the win more than anything else. A humongous victory for the Orlando Magic, a big one to close this 3-game homestand on to New York. And we'll see if this Magic team can build on a strong defensive quarter and a strong defensive game, but build on a win. That's all they need.
They get the win. That's all that matters. Jeremy Grant with the and-one alley-oop to go up 2 at the end there. Paolo Banchero gets an and-one dunk on a drive, misses the free throw, but Bane with 1.9 seconds left with the win. The Magic, they were going through it a little bit here, and they get a win they really needed.
I mean, you listed those things, but I really got to go back and really stress how insane this was. With 11 seconds left, they throw an inbound oop. One of 8 tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone threw an inbound oop. Everyone except the Mavericks. Everyone threw one tonight. They hit this Grant one to go up a 111-110. Paolo drives and one after he's been terrible in that fourth quarter, but then he misses the free throw. And then they go back on the other. Grant fouls. or the Grant draws a foul on his M1. Paolo gets his, and then I don't really know what else to say except that, like, I'm teaching, like, I'm helping coach 3rd grade girls and 4th grade girls, and one of the things is, like, telling them, like, you can just take the ball, like, just take the ball from them. It's okay. You can reach in. You can reach in and just take the ball. Like, Paolo just reaches over to Drew Holiday and just is like, thanks, and just, like, takes the ball away from him, and then immediately calls timeout. They have a timeout remaining somehow to set up this Desmond ball sequence. Absolutely nuts. It was like the most. They needed this win for the vibes
so much.
Like air. Like, this was such a huge, and it's crazy because it's like, I don't think the Blazers are very good, but like they needed this win. So to have Bane hit that shot, that's like a huge boost to the Magic, even if you have to still walk away from this one being like, well, I don't know. You guys are making this a lot harder than it needs to be.
Bane 0 for 5 from 3 before that, finishes 1 for 6. The only one that mattered. The Magic as a team, 8 of 30 from 3. They're 26%. Absolutely brutal. And yeah, as it sounded like Philip was running out of oxygen in the room. That's in there. Coming up, the Heat and the Cavs. Are we worried about the Cavs? Are we more worried about the Darius Garland injury or the way the Cavs lost this game? We'll talk about that and more. Locked On NBA Game Night continues coming up next. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is all kinds of things to get in on the action. It's the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Go see anything that they have. They have all kinds of games coming up. Let's see, tomorrow, Sixers Celtics, which is like a Sixers Celtics of a couple years ago. It's just like a bizarro version of that. The Sixers are a 1.5 point favorite against the Celtics on that one. That is a fascinating one. Jazz Pacers, also a bizarro game. Pacers 2-point favorite in Utah. That one is weird as well. All kinds of interesting games you can go check out and see. And if you're a new customer, you put down $5 on something you think is an absolute guaranteed bet. And then you can get $300 in bonus bets when that one wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Please gamble responsibly. Also brought to you by Mint Mobile. Lots of teams tonight had blocks, and they're all saying no. And that's Mint Mobile's favorite word. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. I said yes to making the switch, and now getting premium wireless for $15 a month. Mint makes it simple. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone and keep your same number in contacts. I'm never changing the number again. Like, what? You're not ever going to make me do the Facebook post where it's like, hey, I lost my number. Everybody send me your number. Are you ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. After that, upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time. New customer offer the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On NBA Game Night, being part of the show, listening every day, helping us get to become the #1 sports podcast network out there. We appreciate you for helping us listening to this show, listening to Locked On Magic, Locked On Blazers, Locked On all of them across the board. So thank you for hanging out with us and listening on all of these. The Heat get a win in this one, but I kind of want to focus on the Cavs side of this, Matt Moore, because there's some weird things happening with the Cavs after this one. Let's hear from our guy, Danny Cunningham, from the court there in Miami.
Danny Cunningham here at the Kaseya Center in Miami after the Cavs lose to the Miami Heat 140-138 in overtime. And boy, there is a lot to unpack from this one. So Miami won the game on a buzzer-beating dunk from Andrew Wiggins. This was after Donovan Mitchell hit an incredible three from the left corner to tie the game at 138 with 0.4 of a second left. Miami ran a fantastic sideline out of bounds play to free up Wiggins. He's able to dunk the ball just before time expires to give Miami the win. But the biggest story from this one is going to be the status of Darius Garland. So Garland was his 3rd game back after missing the first 7 with that toe injury that he had to have surgery on following the playoffs last year. He left the game in the 3rd quarter. In the 2nd quarter, it looked like Garland was limping a little bit, went back to the locker room with around 90 seconds left in the first half, did start the second half, but then had to leave the game and was ruled out shortly thereafter. We don't have a formal update. Garland was not in a walking boot in the locker room after the game, I would take that as a good sign, but I really do think that this is something that we're going to have to wait for a little bit more information on before we really have an idea of just how significant, if at all, this toe injury could be for Garland.
Matt Moore, are you more concerned with the way the Cavs lost or Darius Garland's injury before we get to the Heat side of this?
Neither.
Ooh, none concern.
None concern. Look, Garland's a really good player. Like, he's an all-star caliber player. I don't know that they need him for anything. Like, what do they need him for? Like, oh, but he's this great perimeter scorer. Donovan Mitchell's better. Like, he's better. He's much better. And just building, like, it. Mobley, Allen, Mitchell is a great three-man core. DeAndre Hunter's giving them great minutes. They're getting contributions from a lot of random guys. A lot of it is just like, look, if you go under the hood, a lot of their numbers are like, yeah, they should be better. Like, their record is probably not as good as they are. Like, they're probably better than the record right now. They've had some weird losses for sure. This one, I was honestly just really impressed with Miami. Garland, I just am not willing to go ahead and say that like Garland is necessary for the Cavs to accomplish what they want to accomplish. Do they win 60 plus with him? Probably not. I mean, you're already off to 7-4, but I don't think that Darius Garland is that important to what they do.
Interesting. I think that it's just a war of attrition is going to happen. Donovan Mitchell plays 41 minutes in this game. You're having to play Sam Merrill, who was 4 of 16 from 3, 32 minutes. Jalen Tyson, 31 minutes. Lonzo Ball, who knows how many games he'll play this season, but he's playing a big role there. I just think that you're going to eventually need somebody like that, and it's for the long haul. Maybe it's not in these one-off moments where you're like, all right, well, they have Donovan Mitchell who can score better than Darius Garland. You have all playmaking and all that. But I think they'll need him in the long haul, and that this is one I'm definitely keeping my eye on. But the Heat, you were impressed with the Heat more so than the Cavs.
This Heat team's good, man. They are so good. They are
Bam,
no Bam, and they're still like Eric Spoelstra, unbelievable. I like this Heat team coming into the year because I was like, look, this is a breath of fresh air team. You have to deal with the stank of Jimmy Butler in there every single night, making a mess every single night. And now that's all gone. You Febreze the place. It smells like a fresh spring day in there. And like you see it, they're playing free. They're playing awesome. Norman Powell wasn't just great offensively tonight, 33 points tonight on that 8 of 19 shooting. He was getting down in stance and guarding on the perimeter when they made their run to take the lead after the Cavs led in the early parts of that game. Davion Mitchell is legitimately like one of my 5 favorite players to watch right now in the NBA. He had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. His dimes are so good all the time. He is so pivotal for what they do, and it shows up in the plus minus all the time. They're getting great minutes from Jaime Jaquez. They're getting great minutes from Nikola Jovic. They're getting great minutes from Simone Fontecchio, who's been really good for them. 13 points tonight off the bench. They're doing this without Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. But this team plays that style they're playing. It's funny because their offense isn't like incredible. They're just fast. They're a fast defensive team, which is different and interesting and a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. How about Khalil Ware, 14 points and 20 rebounds against that front court of the Cavs too. Wild on that one. So Heat get the win, and we'll continue to watch Locked On Heat. I think David Ramil called Norman Powell the steal of the century. I don't know about that. We may have another one that we can talk about a little bit later. That was quite a steal. The Dallas Mavericks lose to the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks get the win on a wild ending to this game too, where you had Cooper Flagg driving at Giannis and finishing with like an up and under kind of layup right at the rim, and then you had Cooper Flagg falls down on defense. Kuzma gets a wide open dunk, and then you have the finish there where PJ Washington had a chance, got fouled with on a 3-point shot by Giannis, which was wild. He makes the first one, he misses the second one, and in the midst of this, PJ Washington, after he made the first one, silence in the arena, absolute silence. There's nobody chanting anything. He misses the second one. The crowd realizes that they're not going to win the game because there's no chance unless they get the tip back, which this crowd has seen because Luka did it couple years ago. But Luka's not on the team anymore, and that's what they're upset about. And so they yell fire Nico after he misses the second free throw, and they're chanting fire Nico as he's taking the third one, and he misses that one on purpose. They don't get the rebound in all this. It was Cooper Flag's breakout game. I thought he played really, really well. He was pivotal in doubling Giannis all night. Giannis ended up going off and getting 30, but he only had 4 shots in the first half. The Bucks get Kyle Kuzma with 26 points. That was some pretty good contribution from him, but this was one where it's more about the fans and more about the Mavs situation than it was about on the court, really.
Why did they have to get Cooper Flag? I'm sorry. I know you guys I want you guys to have good.
I needed something. I needed. I was in a bad place.
It's just like Cooper doesn't deserve to be in this mess. It is bad. It would be fine if you guys were building around Trey Johnson or building around. God, who went second? Harper.
Oh,
building around Dylan Harper, or not building around Concanipple. That would be sad. But in general. But yeah, look,
Concanipple played well.
I have a question for you. After they fire him, are the fans still going to chant it?
Yeah, because it's kind of just become a meme. It's kind of just become it's become the slogan. I think it'll just be F the Mavs or something like that. I think it will evolve into something else.
By the way, Giannis had a bad night and had.
It'll be sell the team. Actually, that's what it's
true. Giannis had a bad night and had 38 and 6 on 11 of 18 shooting. 1 of 2 from 3.
30 points on 18 shots.
Yeah. He had a bad night, and then the fourth quarter of this game. This is Giannis' fourth quarter line. 15 points, 2 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, plus 11, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3.
He had 2 dunks tonight that were he had a dunk that was over Gafford and Cooper Flag. But it was just how do you, 2 players, multiple players, the whole front court for the Mavericks. Watching him and seeing him in person too, you just are reminded how big these guys are and just what insane things he can do. I mean, he's having an MVP season.
Why is D'Angelo Russell still coming off the bench?
Because he's not been good. He's actually been terrible. I went to bat for him so hard for a week. And was Jason Kidd, you got to play a point guard. And then he played 3. He started 3 games in a row. Was terrible in all those games. Was also terrible coming off the bench.
Doesn't it help Cooper?
It should, but Brandon Williams was the one that helped him in this one. And Brandon Williams has been better. And so that was the choice. And I thought it was the right choice by Jason Kidd. And I don't say that very often.
These are bleak questions we're asking.
Bleak questions for sure. But Cooper Flag I thought was great. And some 26 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block. And has a sprained thumb on his right hand. He had a bandage on it that he was warming up with, and we were like, "Oh, what's happened there?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I sprained my thumb." And we're like, "Oh, sick, awesome, love that." And he did it on a dunk against the Wizards, and the Mavs win on that one. Coming up, we'll play Count It Up, the most interesting, fun things in the NBA, including Victor Wembanyama had a scoring game that nobody's had in the NBA this season, and we're saving it for the 3rd segment. What an insane night in the NBA. Locked on NBA Game Night continues, coming up next. Today's episode of Locked on NBA Game Night is brought to you by Game Time. What a perfect episode for us to talk about Game Time, because you want to go to these games. I don't care if you're with the Wizards will have crazy games. We started with the Wizards game. There's all kinds of crazy things happening all the time. The Bulls are good all of a sudden. You can go see a game there. All kinds of things with Game Time. Go check it out. And Game Time gives fans the advantage because you get to see the view from your seat. You see exactly what you're going to pay at checkout right from the beginning. It makes NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. So go check it out. See what you can get. Their zone deals are a game changer. If you're like, all right, I know exactly where I want to sit. I know in the American Airlines Center, I sit in 123. It's a pretty good section. It's in the corner, but you can see enough. You can see down the benches, which is great. You pick the section, Game Time picks your seats, and you save big. You can even find NBA tickets for under $25. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Also brought to you by our friends at Robinhood. Your ambition just met its match. With Robinhood, you play for the win, not just on game day, but every day or game night. Locking in on every opening, beating your PR, beating it again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood's Legends Advanced tools, or take the advantage of the new Robinhood strategies with tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself, so expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. It's your money, your move.
Big chicken, baby.
I think a lot. I'm very smart.
Take that for that.
Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up.
It's counted up. We're counting the most interesting, fun things in the NBA. The Spurs get a win against the Chicago Bulls. But Victor Wembanyama, just the absolute story in this one. Let's hear from Jeff Garcia about what he saw from the Spurs in this one.
Hey, this is Jeff Garcia with Locked On Spurs with a quick reaction to the Spurs win over the Chicago Bulls. Yes, your San Antonio Spurs beat the Bulls in Chicago 121-117. What is the takeaway from this game? It is quite simple. Victor Wembanyama cannot be stopped. Yes, he had a monster game.
It's weird. The video just stops after that, where he's like, "That's the whole.
That's it. That's the whole thing."
Seemingly a bounce back game from his recent struggles of late, with just a tremendous line. I mean, seriously, are we surprised anymore at these numbers from Victor? 38 points, 12 rebounds, 5 block shots. He even ISO'd Nikola Vucevic for the go-ahead 3 to pretty much ice the game for the Spurs. And when it was not Victor Wembanyama, the other big takeaway, it was a collective. Look, the Spurs were in a fight for pretty much most of the game, quarters 1 through 3, 3.5. But in the fourth period, the Spurs got their act together. They won an amazing 30-13 run in the final frame to ice the game for their third straight win on the season. And they got contributions from everybody. You know, again, we're seeing this pattern starting to develop. De'Aaron Fox, 21 points. Castle, 19 points, 11 assists. Luke Cornett in his return from injury, 16 points. All
right, we start talking about Luke Cornett. That's what I thought. Go listen to Locked On Spurs for all kinds of stuff. Deep diving into this one. But Victor Wembanyama, he mentioned it, 38 points on 19 shots. That has not been done this season at all. The season last year, it was only like 6 times. One of them was Mark Williams. One of them was Scoot Henderson. Weird list, but that has not been done yet, Matt Moore. What did you see from Wemby and the crew tonight?
Here's what drives me absolutely nuts in terms of just like, I can't believe I'm watching, is that he has these sequences where it's 1 play, 2 play, 3 play. That's it. And like, it feels like a fatality combo. Like it is. He blocks at the rim. Yeah. He makes a tough bucket, blocks at the rim, goes down, crossover 3 for the dagger. Like at that size. And there's just so many sequences where the Bulls kept calling for goaltending tonight, because they were like, no way that he got that on the way up. And they're like, yeah, the refs are like, yeah, no, he did. He's just very tall, guys. 5 blocks for him, 5 assists, 12 rebounds, like 4 steals away from a 5x5 on top of the 38 points.
And 6 of 9 from 3. Like,
yeah. And that was what was funny, is like the Bulls broadcast was like, yeah, he hasn't shot well from 3 this year. 6 of 9 from 3.
Hit more threes than anybody on their team. the Bulls.
I mean, he melts brains. If you live in an NBA city,
yes,
and he's on the
or
schedule,
close to one,
open the Game Time app.
That's right,
and get yourself some tickets and go see him. I promise you, it is worth seeing this person in person, because he is not a person. He is something else. He is just something else that we've never seen, and it is impossible to really describe Victor Wembanyama. Like, people have asked me about it. Like, friends are like, so who's this Victor dude? And I was like, well, he's 7'5". And they're like, okay, so he's like a center? And it's like, well, kind of. Like, so what is he? Is he like one of those stretch fives? No, yes. But also, he's like a guard. He's like a guard that is also impossibly tall and is like a pterodactyl that can shoot. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It's wild to see him. Yeah, I saw that very first game I saw in person against the Mavs, where he just destroyed them and he broke them. Like he was the start of breaking the Dallas Mavericks at the beginning of that season.
I think Nico was the start right now.
Well, I mean, beginning of this season. It was broken long before. The speaking of broken, the LA Clippers had another weird one where they lose to the Atlanta Hawks 105-102. No Trae Young, no Nickeil Alexander-Walker for the Hawks. Now the Clippers didn't have Kawhi, Brad Beal, or Chris Paul, but I don't know if that one's so bad. James Harden, 35 points, 10 boards, 11 assists in this one. No other Clipper with more than 11 points besides Zubats, who had 13. My question for this one, Matt Moore. Count it up. What changes need to be made for the Clippers?
Oh boy.
They got problems.
I mean, nothing. So they moved John Collins in the starting lineup tonight. That was like the big thing that they went to. And if you look at this lineup, Derrick Jones Jr., John Collins, Zoo, Chris Dunn, James Harden. This is like last year's. Like, they went to last year's model. And we're like, all right, hey, we're going to play defense. Harden's going to have a monster game. Check. Harden goes 35, 10, and 11. He was great in the fourth quarter. and they still lose because they can't get stops, and they have so many, like they have
score.
They have such a turnover problem. I was posting these numbers today about turnovers versus points allowed off of turnovers, and there's like the rest of the NBA, and then way up in the corner is the Clippers with the worst absolute like ratio in the league. They lose on all those margin plays, and Kawhi will help, sure. Like there's a lot of talk about like Bradley Beal and like, but Ty Lue was saying after the game, he was like, yeah, might be a while on Bradley Beal. Yeah, it's not good. So
also he was supposed to be like additive. If we're talking about him becoming part of the cog that's supposed to make everything work, like ooh,
right. Yeah,
that is where I'm
bad.
questioning the
Hawks,
approach.
by the way, Hawks. So they're like without Trey now, they are I think 4-2, and I like the way they're playing.
Well, if Vic Krejci is going to hit 8 of 10 threes and score 28 points off the bench, then I think they'll win games without Trey Young.
I want to call him 8-bit. That's 8-bit video game. Muhammad Gay continues to like quietly every single time he gets on the court, they win his minutes. Dyson Daniels is not great as like a starting point guard. Like that's not a great. Or
not where you want to go.
Keaton Wallace, Okongo keeps giving them good minutes though, and their defense is coming around. This Hawks team is pesky, but yeah. Here's the thing with Clippers: there's nothing to do. You don't have your picks. You can't trade. Like no one's taking your old, broken, non-job showing up guys. There's nothing to do. Like if you got aggressive,
the Mavs will take Chris Paul.
Yeah, if you got aggressive, you could do something because you could be like, if you put Zoo on the market, you could get back a good first for that.
Yeah,
like a good first for a
good one. Yeah, I was gonna say more.
You can't get like a top 5 pick. Like the Wizards are not sending it over, but like you can get like a good first for him. You put Kawhi Leonard on the market before they void his deal this summer, and you can probably get, a first or two. Somebody will talk themselves into it. Someone will believe that he's the difference maker. But like that's what you have to do. Like you have to tear it down to the studs just to get back to even. That's where they're at. The Clippers and Mavericks need to go bowling, is what I'm saying.
No one is coming to save them. Well, at least the Mavs have injuries that are a little more essential than Bradley Beal. But other than that, the Lakers get a win against the Hornets. Luka Doncic gets his second dunk of the season. Who has more dunks this season, Anthony Davis or Luka Doncic?
Oh, it's Luka Doncic. He's been like jamming it, hasn't he?
No, Luka has 2. Anthony Davis has 9, but I knew I was going to get you on that one. Here's Andy Kamenetsky for Locked On Lakers.
Kamenetsky co-hosts Locked On Lakers podcast, and the Lakers get a 121-111 win over the Hornets in Charlotte. Kind of a dodgy first half. The Lakers allowed Charlotte to put up 65 points, but the third quarter sparked by Rui Hachimura's 13 points and better team-wide defense created a big enough cushion for the Lakers to withstand a late Charlotte push. Austin Reeves returned from a groin injury to put up 25, 5, and 7. Luka Doncic scored 38. Marcus Smart, 13 points, 6 assists, 7 steals, the full Marcus Smart experience. And the Lakers are back on a winning track before a big game Wednesday in Oklahoma City. For more Lakers coverage, make sure you're watching Locked On Lakers on YouTube and listening wherever you get your podcasts.
Go listen to Locked On Lakers. The Minnesota Timberwolves get a win against the Jazz. Julius Randle, 27 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. My question, Matt Moore. Do the Wolves have a higher ceiling with Julius Randle seemingly finding his way now?
I think a little bit. He's like the 3rd or 4th most efficient half-court scorer right now, which is nuts. And yeah, I just think having another weapon opens things up. He played really well in the playoffs. Like Julius is a 2-time All-NBA selection who showed up in the playoffs last year. He keeps getting better. Julius Randle's a great NBA player, and he's making the Wolves a lot better.
A lot of talk. It's been a year since the Cat trade, and they're going back and forth on all right, who's better now, who has a higher ceiling now. It's interesting stuff. What's not interesting stuff is the New Orleans Pelicans. Just absolutely, I don't know what's left over there, but the Pelicans lose to the Suns 121-98. All right. Count it up. Is this the game that Willie Green gets fired on? How many times are we going to do this? I feel like I can come back every day on game night and be like, count it up. Is this it?
I really don't know if ownership is even like aware. Like, are you aware that you have a basketball team? Are you aware of what's happening? Like, are you just so that distracted with Tyler Slough? Like, is that Tyler Shuck? Is like that? is that like it was so important to you? Because yeah, that needs to happen immediately. But man,
they play at the Chai Latte Center. What's going
on? The Suns team, I'm telling you, they're not bad.
You're telling me is what?
They may not be bad, but the Suns, they may not be good, but the Suns are not bad. They are tough. Grayson Allen with 42 on 10 made threes tonight.
Wild. How many guys hit like 8, 9, 10 threes tonight?
Booker had a quiet night with 19 points, only 3 assists. He's been at diamond everywhere. They get a great bench performance in terms of the defense. I know the Pelicans are bad, but this is how you rack up wins. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, Suns are competitive. Like, they are. Jordan Ott is doing work there in the desert.
Interesting. Go check out Locked On Suns. Ben Garcia, great stuff over there. Locked On Pelicans. Jake Mattis, I'm sure will have things to say. I'm sure that Darian Vaziri will have things to say about the Clippers on Locked On Clippers for sure. And obviously go check out Matt Moore, Wes, and Hayes doing Locked On NBA Daily a little bit later today. So listen to that show, guys. Thanks for listening to Locked On NBA Game Night.